Coming up on your Blazer Sports Report, we will talk about the results of the highly anticipated national competitions for the cheerleading team and the Red Hots. We will also discuss how the men's golf team fared in their recent tournament.
Then we'll get an update on the football team who recently finished their spring practices. Your Blazer Sports Report starts now.
Welcome to the Blazer Sports Report. I'm Miller McGinn.
And I'm Kyle Jacobs. To start off today's show, we will go to Blazer Sports reporter Mackenzie Petrie for an important studio update.
This past weekend, the Blazer cheerleaders and Red Hots went to Daytona Beach, Florida for the Collegiate National Cheer and Dance Championship competitions. This championship is a competition that both teams have been performing at for years, forming memories that'll last these athletes a lifetime. The five-time national champion cheer team, coached by new head coach Desiree Hagan, took on a bigger and tougher division this year, titled Advanced All-Girl Division II. The Blazers placed fourth in the competition with an overall event score of 89.84. The last time the Blazer cheerleaders won the national collegiate title was under head coach Cody Hudson back in 2019 in the D2 All-Girl Intermediate Division. Though the team fell short this year, they have a lot of girls who aren't seniors who are ready to return and give it another shot at that national title. The 8-time national champion Red Hots, coached by Kelly Fields, brought home a magnificent winning score of 94.82. Both teams went down and performed 2 days of great energetic performances at the Daytona Beach Bandshell Amphitheater, but the Red Hots performed a jazz and hip-hop routine, with the hip-hop routine coming out with the win. Head coach Kelly Fields has been coaching this team for 16 years and is such a strong coach with 8 national championships during her tenure with Valdosta State.
This past Friday, the Blazers showcased their hard work through spring practices and the annual Red vs. Black scrimmage. Blazer sports reporter Jordan Thomas went out to Bazemore-Hyder Stadium to cover the action.
Today I'm here at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium for Valdosta State's annual spring game. With a mixture of fresh faces and returned players, the Blazers take the field to focus on what Coach Jackson describes as development and growth. Historically, the spring game showcases the first-string players on the red team and the second-string players on the black team. However, new head coach Tremaine Jackson put an end to this and started a new trend at Valdosta State.
We had the Blazer draft on Monday, and we treated it just like the NFL draft. We split the seniors, and we let the seniors have picks. We pick coaches, we pick strength coaches, we pick players. And so what you'll see tomorrow is a senior-led pick side of the red and black team.
The starting quarterback for the red team was junior Ivory Durham, and freshman Sam Edwards led the black team. From the start, the black team came out hot, putting up 14 points and held off the red team till about 2 minutes left in the first half when freshman Robert Jacobs hit a 31-yard field goal that put the red team on the board. Following the half, the black team continued to dominate until the red team's fourth quarter comeback. Tied up 24-24 with a few seconds left on the clock, it came down to kicker John Miller on the black team to win it all. Miller missed the field goal and the spring game ended in a tie. The fans might not have had a clear winner to find on the field, but Coach Jackson knew who the champions were.
Blazers won tonight. A lot of guys got better tonight, and that's what we need to see.
This game highlighted the growth of the football team and has VSU excited for the upcoming season. For Blazer Sports Report, I'm Jordan Thomas.
Thanks, Jordan. The Blazers will work on having a strong start this fall with a new coaching staff at the helm. Now let's learn more about the offense.
Last Thursday, the Valdosta State football team held their final spring practice session before the annual spring game. During the 2021 season, the Blazers sported one of the top offenses in the nation, but fell 1 win short of their goal of the national championship. Here's more.
With the upcoming season, the Valdosta State football offensive team is looking forward to making strong plays and running up the scoreboard.
The Valdosta State University football team held their annual spring game last Friday, and while everyone did their best to show out in front of new head coach Tremaine Jackson, it was the offense that shined the brightest. The overall success of the offensive unit can be traced back to 2018 when VSU offense carried them to a national championship victory. Back in 2018, VSU used to focus heavily on a ground-and-pound round game spearheaded by Jamar Tompkins and Rogan Wells, with the pair having over 2,200 yards of rushing offense combined. The same trend continued in 2019 when the pair combined for slightly under 2,000 yards in a loss in the playoffs. Skip to 2021 after a year with no Division II football, and VSU ground and pound offense became bigger and better than ever with a three-headed monster known as Ivory Durham, Seth McGill, and Jamar Tompkins. This three-headed monster dominated not only the Gulf South Conference, but Division II as a whole, with each of the three players rushing over 1,000 yards apiece. This offensive production carried the team to a national championship loss, but this year, the Blazers look to avenge the loss and become better than ever. Ivory Durham is returning this year along with McGill and Tompkins alone, with a new face to add to the arsenal of rushing weapons. Lowndes County owned Travis Tisdale, a transfer that VSU gained from the University of Kentucky, along with the four rushing weapons. VSU looks to incorporate a passing attack with freshman receiver Jaheim Jerry and Council Allen to diversify the offensive strategy. In 2022, the new four horsemen of VSU look to ride and run over anyone who stands in their way as they avenge the national title game loss and rise to historic rushing numbers once again. Reporting for Blazers Sports Report, I'm Bonnie McClendon.
Thanks, Bonnie. We look forward to seeing the offense step back onto the field in just a few months.
Now let's talk about the defense. Coach Jackson sees the defense as a key focus heading into the 2022 season. Blazer sports reporter Mackenzie Petrie went out to the scrimmage to learn more about the goals for the defense heading into the new season.
Blazer football is back in action and the defense is ready to rumble at the red and black scrimmage at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. New head coach Tremaine Jackson got the chance to tell me how the defense plans to prevent the other teams from getting touchdowns or staying close to the red zone.
We got to strap up, and that's what we call it. We got to keep people, we got to fit the run game the right way. We got to defend the pass the right way. In the red zone, we got to prevent touchdowns. And so most of all, we got to tackle well. The essence of defense is tackling here. And so we know that. We tackle extremely well. And people can't move the ball. They can't move the ball. They can't get in the end zone.
According to vstateblazers.com, when playing against Valdosta State, opponents only average about 22 points a game, with Valdosta State averaging 41 points a game offensively for last season. With a 12-2 record also for the 2021 season, Coach Jackson has big goals and told us about how he plans to get through their conference.
Really to get better and better each week, get through the conference. We got a really tough conference we got to go through, and ultimately get in the playoffs. And we can get in the playoffs, then with that chance of winning the national championship can actually happen.
Coach Jackson and the team are ready for a chance at the national title. For the Blazer Sports Report, I'm Mackenzie Petrie.
Thanks, Mackenzie. We look forward to seeing the Black Swarm defense back out on the field this fall. The Blazers will open the season on Thursday, September 1st, when they face Kaiser University at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. Now let's go to Edward Eddy for an update on the men's golf team.
Last week, the 39th ranked VSU men's golf team played at the Argonaut Invitational held at the 72 Park course at Pensacola Country Club. The Blazers finished with 3 players inside the top 50, with graduate student Wesley Hansen and junior Chase Weathers tying at the 42nd spot with an overall score of 224. Hansen scored rounds of 76, 72, and 76, as Weathers scored rounds of 74, 77, and 73. Senior Gage Smith tied for 49th with an overall score of 225, scoring rounds of 75, 74, and 76. Overall, the Blazers finished 14th with 37 above par and an overall score of 901. Arkansas Tech took home the title, finishing with 7 under par and an overall score of 857. The Blazers are now looking forward to April 15th and 16th, in which they will play their GSC tournament held in Mobile, Alabama at the RTJ Magnolia Grove. Live stats of this event can be found at vstateblazers.com. For your Blazers Sports Report, I'm Edward Eddy.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, that's it for today's Blazer Sports Report. I'm Miller McGinn.
And I'm Kyle Jacobs. Make sure to follow us on social media at VSUTV_sports for updates and previews of upcoming shows and our new podcast, The Blazer Breakdown. Go Blazers!